Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach. Today I am so glad you're with us. As you know, my name is JB and we are ready to rock and roll. It is Monday, August 2nd, 2021, episode number 4,315. Ready to take this on. I got a good week for you. We're going to be rock and rolling this week, organizing, getting things going. It is August. That means we're getting ready to, geez, can you believe August, September, October, November, December? We're in that final half of the year, which is just when everything starts to happen. Things start to take off. It's a great time to really get yourself structured and organized. And that's what we're going to do. So today, we are going to start off by talking about the power of amazing relationships. Okay, so we got a big week planned. We're going to be talking about relationships and connections all week. And by the way, the book study, I got a big one for you. It's Alchemy. This is a really good book. It's on branding, but it's so crazy, by Rory Sutherland. So we'll introduce that tomorrow. So get ready for that tomorrow and you'll know what we're going to be doing. But it's really going to make you think totally different. I was listening to it, the audiobook on my way home from Indiana last week, and I was just like, this is just awesome. This has got to be a book study book. Kind of a new book. It's called Alchemy. I will be introducing that tomorrow. And then again, like I said, we got a big week of talking about different ways to connect and about relationships. So let's just get into it. I mean, it's Monday morning. We're ready to go. Let's just jump right into it.
Thank you for listening to the Free Morning Coach, CoachCast. Today's sponsor is the MorningCoach.com Productivity Belt System. With everything happening in our busy world, it's hard to stay on top of things and get anything done. This is where Morning Coach comes in. We can help you find the best productivity tools for your lifestyle and goals. You'll also be able to take a quick assessment so we know what your thought process is, so we can identify the best system for you. All you have to do is stop by morningcoach.com and you will find the free thinking assessment as well as many other tools and resources to help you. Finally, you've found the right system and coaching for you. We will see you over at morningcoach.com, where dreams become a reality. Now, back to the show.
So when we start off talking about amazing relationships, let's define a couple of them. Let's understand a few of these. So we have the family. Those are those people that are in your life. They say you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family, right? We all have family members like that. But family relationships, what are they? Who are they? Friendships, those people that you really consider friends. When I was younger, I thought I had a lot of them, and I still do. But as I get older, I realize that true friends are really hard to come by. Then you have acquaintances, and those are what I used to think were really good friends, but they were just people that I kind of know, passing through in the night, right? We all have acquaintances. Then there's professional relationships, and we can break that off into many different things, such as your coach, your trainer, or your teacher, work relationships with a boss, coworkers. How about community relationships, maybe where you live? Like I live in an HOA with people here in Parkland. And then maybe spiritual, like your groups or community, church groups, those type of things. Those are kind of professional relationships. And then you have romantic relationships, and we don't have to go into that much. That's your significant other, if you have one, right? So then you have that romantic relationship. So relationships as a whole, life is so much better when the people around you are happy or doing things that are moving them forward. I'm just going to tell you, one of the things that I have worked really hard to do in my life is to get rid of the negative energy people. Sir Mike Lee Konarek, I haven't talked about Sir in a long time. He's one of my mentors, and he talks about propellers, drainers, and maintainers. And his whole objective in life, he did a whole session at one of my events. It was awesome on this. And it was that he's learning about somebody right away when he meets them. And what he does is he needs to know, are they a propeller, a maintainer, or a drainer? He says most people are maintainers. They're just in the middle. They don't really take you anywhere. They don't really help you. And then there's those drainers that just pull you down. And then there's propellers. And he said in his life, his whole objective of what he has been trying to do is to get rid of the drainers, actually let go of maintainers, and hold on to propellers as near death. It's like if death mattered. Get with those people because they're the ones that are going to propel you forward. I always love that. And that's kind of what we can talk about in our relationships, right? We've got to find those people that are going to help us go forward, those propellers of success. Those are the ones we want. And when we look at our family, You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. So a lot of times you're not going to find the propellers there. You're just going to have to work within the framework of family because, like I said, you can choose your friends, you can't choose your family. But when it comes to everything else, okay, and I would even say most professional relationships, you can maneuver within them and choose the people that you want to be around. You can find those propellers, specifically with friendships. Specifically, it's huge. Friendships are so critical. Jim Rohn, who, if you don't know Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins used to sell events for Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is old school motivational and business motivation type of stuff, right? So Tony got his start basically with Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn always said that you are the average of the 5 people closest to you in all areas of your life. Financially, happiness, stress, joy. So if you really think about that, and we're looking for that tribe of people, those people you're going to be around, it's amazing how you will realize that you become the average of those people that you start hanging around. So you got to really be careful about the people that you're allowing in your life. And I think that's the thing, because amazing relationships come from other amazing people. It doesn't mean they're not going to have problems. You know, I was on a golf course the other day talking to somebody that's very successful. And we were laughing because one of the things I said is, I've never met a person without problems. It was true. We were talking about the problems that he had, the problems that other people have, and everybody's got problems. So you don't judge those people just based on the issues they're having or the relationships that you want them to be. If you're just trying to gain, then you're not going to have great relationships. We're going to get into that this week heavy. Like if you're just trying to get something out of the relationship, then it's not going to be good. You know, we need 2 independent circles in a relationship, not codependency. You'll hear me talk a lot about that, how it's so important that relationships are independent. You know, you see people when they start off in their relationships and they're like, oh, we love each other. We do everything together. We're going to bond. We're like 2 peas in a pod. And then, 2 years later, they're divorced. And the reason is because there was no freedom. There was no ability for each person to grow into each individual way. And it's the same thing with your friendships and all of our relationships. We need strong independency. That's what you're looking for. So you got to find your tribe. You got to find those people that are going to move you forward, those propellers, or Sir says, and then you got to be open to new ideas. So you don't close other people off. That's not how you develop great relationships and find new friends. You know, I think of high school, and there's always cliques. Remember high school? And the older I get, the more I realize it's just high school all over. It's just cliques, right? And when I was in high school, we had the jocks, the stoners that listened to heavy metal music. We had all kinds of, different groups, the goth groups, right? And I went from New Prairie High School to LaPorte High School. I knew a few people because I went to elementary school there, but I went my junior year and ran for student council president for the entire high school. I think we had 2,500 students. And I ended up winning the thing. And the reason I won was because I got along with everybody. There wasn't a group that I didn't get along with, that I didn't have a problem with. 2 of my cousins were, kind of one was a golfer, awesome golfer. The other one was kind of in the stoner clique. And then I had friends that were in the athletic clique because I played football, right? And I listened to heavy metal music. I loved Metallica back then and Metal Church and Slayer. And so I got around with people that were into that. And so I was in these very diverse groups, but yet I was kind of in my own tribe also. And so I won. It was pretty simple. And the reason was because I was open to new ideas and I was open to new people. I was not judging people based on their appearance or based on things that they did. I was judging people based on their enjoyment of what they were trying to do, just as I do today. I am fascinated by all walks of life. I'm fascinated by people doing all different types of things. I'm not here to judge the way somebody lives their life. I just help people live a better one. And if I can help somebody find their passion and live it, that's fantastic. That's what I love. We don't have to be sold into a system and do exactly what everybody thinks we should be doing. In fact, it's the opposite of that. The people that I like are the ones that are kind of the island of the misfit kids, right? They're the ones that are the misfit toys because they broke away from the system. It's not that I don't mind people in the system also. I love people in the system. I have good friends that are CEOs of companies. I got good friends that are managers of companies. Heck, I got good friends at work and companies, and when I go back to Indiana, which is really more of a blue collar place. But at the end of the day, I don't judge. I'm open to new ideas. And the next thing is I understand the types of people. And I've always said there are good and bad people. That's the way I judge people. You know, Sir gets into the propeller, the maintainer, and the drainer, and I get that. And I say, well, there's good and bad people in the same way. So understand the types of people and then really keep your inner circle close. Again, like I said, Jim Rohn, the average of the 5 people, just think about that. 5 people that you're around. You have a significant other, now it's down to 4. Look at their happiness of the people that you spend the most time with. Look at their affluence of the people you spend the most time with. Okay? If you are unbalanced, you got to get around some other people. That's why I do the events like in October, so you can come in and meet people flying in from Japan and Australia and all over the world that are different, right? That's the key, that are propellers. That's what we want. And then for you, there's some things you got to do to really have amazing relationships. The first thing is to be authentic. It's hard. I get it. It's not something that everybody talks about, but you got to be real. You got to be you. That means everything about you. What do you like? What do you enjoy? You know, get that out to the world. And don't be afraid. So many people are afraid of what other people think. Well, that's what holds you back. Last Wednesday, I did a coach cast that everybody really enjoyed. And it was really about how we don't do anything once we get a certain amount of money. So it's like, I always say that the wage they pay you is the slavery that keeps you from your dream. Let me repeat that. The wage they pay you is the slavery that keeps you from your dream. Why? Because it just keeps you comfortable. You don't go out there and do more coaching. You don't get excited about things because why? You're comfortable. It's happened to me over the years. And the wage they pay you is to keep you happy. It's what it is. It's the slavery that is there to keep you away from your dream. So be very cautious of that, all right? Be the type of person you would want to be in a relationship. I can't tell you how important this is. Be that type of person. Go out there and be the propeller. I know you'll get used. You'll get abused. Believe me, it's happened to me. But as you clear people out, and as you know, and if you're like me, like if you use me and abuse me, you're gone. Like you don't even exist to me as a human being. That's just the way I am. It's like I just move on. See you later. It's great to have you in my life. You'll never be another part of my life, right? But as you find more propellers and you find more people, you will find less people that use you because you will posture up. Remember our P's. Promise myself this morning to have proper perspective. Promise myself to set the daily priorities. I promise myself to work on improved performance. I always have patience. And I keep what? Great posture. I stay present and I persist. So that posture is what we're talking about as you be the type of person that you would want to be in a relationship. And as you get other propellers around you and you get other people strengthening you, you become stronger. That's where that friendship bond comes in. It's why I always believe in masterminds. I believe in getting people together, cohorts. We've been talking about that word, bringing people together. It's strength in numbers. It's strength in elevating you, but the right people, okay? Also, to have amazing relationships, we need to be able to listen. This is a reoccurring theme here in Morning Coach, and I'll always talk about it. Listening more. Why? Because you need to understand expectations. You need to know. You need to understand, what does somebody want? Because when you don't know, that's when it breaks down relationships. And I'm talking all kinds. This is the kiss of death for everything, is when you don't meet expectations or somebody else doesn't for you. So you got to keep understanding those and really, really getting into that. And finally, I'll tell you to always be learning. This is why Morning Coach can be so great for you. Because every day we get together and we learn. We talk about our plans. We work on different things. And the truth is, you will learn about different ideas and thoughts. You know, I'm reading a book right now, 3 million words. It's the book of the Malazan Book of the Fallen. 10 books, 10,000 some pages, right? The audio book for book 1 alone is 24 hours. Just to put it in perspective. It's crazy. Now, the Malazan Book of the Fallen, if you Google it on YouTube, you're going to find, or on Google, or search for it on Google. Google's now a verb, right? Or go on YouTube, you'll find pockets of people that read this series. It's a very intense series. But what does that have to do with me? What has to do with me, one of my YouTube subscribers said, man, I can't believe you're reading this book. You are super cool. Why? Because I speak the vocabulary of the people that are reading those books. What else do? I golf. What else do? I trained with Israelis, martial arts. I trained with special forces, military. What else have I done? Grew up in Indiana, went to Purdue, went to Ball State, played football. These are all different vocabularies that you will build that only you and people that do it know. If I talk about the eagle I got after the bogey and really saved my butt, if you don't play golf, you have no idea what I'm talking about. If I talk about Mazatlan and I talk about the sorcerer battle, you're not going to know what I'm talking about, but those people will. And that's how you build amazing relationships. You find those things that you have interest in, you take interest in them, and you find other people that have interest in them. And that diversity is what's going to make you stronger and what's going to make you interesting to so many new people. And that just benefits you highly, okay? So let's go out there and start working on better relationships. I'm telling you, it's the key. It's so awesome. There's a saying that I always say about Pilar, a happy wife means a happy life. And I think that's for all of the people around you. That when people are happier around you, you're happy, right? And they're helping build you up and you get those right people. That's what I want to help you do. Focus on that this week. And that's what we're going to work on all week. By the way, tomorrow's book, Alchemy, I'll go over it. It's going to be a good one. We're going to keep rocking and rolling here day in and day out right here on morningcoach.com. So let's go start off the week with some power. Start off some power with having an amazing relationship. And I'm glad I have an amazing relationship with you. That's what it's about. And I'm with you every single day, 365 days of the year. So let's go do it to it. Massive love to you. And I'll be back tomorrow right here on morningcoach.com.